Okay, and here is our, welcome now to our capstone presentation, our final capstone presentation for our May 2025 cohort, level 4. And we're going to be presenting a full stack app that we've developed, a little bit of a little more complex architecture than just Supabase. So thank you all for coming. Maybe it's a good suggestion that you could just introduce yourselves really quick, just to say your name, just a tiny bit about you, and maybe what your favorite thing about technology is, whether it's a CSS gradients or it's you know um, SQL or what it just give me some kind of what's your favorite interesting thing about technology that you'd like to learn, and we'll go from there. So go ahead. Maybe Sally and Isaac, do you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself really quick and we'll just do a circle?
Okay, I'm Sally. Um, this experience with code and everything has been an honor, really, because I came in knowing nothing, and now I feel like I know a lot. My favorite part about the coding and everything will be connecting like the back end to the front end and being able to design different things, come up with like different ideas and see how they like all blend in and work together.
Awesome.
Okay. My name
And
is Isaac.
Isaac, is there? Yeah.
Yes. My name is Isaac. Um, like she said, it's been a really cool career doing this. Experience basically doing the coding and everything. Uh, it was new from the beginning, and it's been it's really interesting. Learning this thing, and it's really cool knowing how everything is put together to basically work or put together a website and code it. So my my thing is the CSS. That's what I like the most. The design, overall design of the website, and the back end is pretty, good, fun too. So yeah.
All right. And then maybe Clay, and then Ty.
Yeah, this is Clay O'Quinn. I been in computers doing database and coding since the late '90s, and I love working with data and manipulating data, and going through this class is really broadened my horizons on. I thought I knew a lot about data, but turns out I didn't know anything. So yeah, that's me. I like data.
Then Ty.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ty. Um, I would have to say that the things that I like about um this class is probably like planning out my project, getting my wireframes together, also implementing things throughout my project, and just kind of, well, it's really satisfying when an idea actually comes into fruition with the things that we've learned and actually being able to implement them. Sometimes, sometimes you would like to get a little further past, but you have to take things one thing at a time and really, you got to learn it and do it a few times before it actually works. But I would say it's like it's very satisfying once you actually get things working the way you like them to, and sometimes it ends up turning out better than what you thought. Um, so I think the whole, honestly, like from creating my front end to getting my data into my project, like the whole process for me is really, it's really satisfying. and just seeing everybody else's ideas and how they kind of interpret the directions and the direction that they go in is also interesting for me as well. But yeah, here we are. I'm glad we were able to get everything done. So yay.
Awesome. Okay. And maybe I think we could introduce our guests that are here tonight. We're really happy to have you. Maybe um, Jennifer, you want to make a quick little intro? Yeah, I mean we know you, but I don't know if you probably remember Andrew, right?
Yeah, I remember he was at our presentation, like my cohort's presentation. Y'all were my actual, like, this cohort's actually my first cohort working for Codex, so it's kind of special to me, I guess. I guess the relationships or students that from this cohort are kind of a little special to me because it was my very first cohort. So I kind of got to know all of y'all and all of the hard work that y'all have put in, and I'm super proud of y'all. Oh, by the way, I'm Jennifer. Sorry for if Andrew didn't remember me. But I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, congratulations, by the way. Uh, yeah, you're pretty cool. See a graduate. Like this is an actual job, right? So like, it's pretty cool to see you again. That's all I'm saying. Like, congratulations and all. Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew. I've been on the loop for this a couple of times. I'm a boot camp graduate with a truly, honestly stellar resume in software engineering. I've worked for multiple FANG companies as a senior engineer. Uh, I know that not every individual who attends these boot camps has the goal of like being a senior engineer. So like I just don't feel intimidated. I just am who I am, and I'm so happy for all of you. So um, you know, I can't wait to see those presentations and all that. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Thanks so much for coming. I know you're busy, but definitely appreciate you coming. And we had a lot of fun last time you were here, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, yeah, it was good. That was a really good presentation night. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right. Let's count down from 10 maybe. We're gonna have Sally and Isaac. They're a duo here on their project. And you wanna share and have a look at what you've got. I know you've introduced yourself already, but go ahead, introduce your project, the pain point of your project. What's what problem it solves, and then give us a little test drive. And then show us the favorite part of your code that you're most proud of, or your favorite part. Let me know if you're all right. Oh, hi, Lillian.
You want us to screen share now?
Yeah, go ahead, screenshot. I'll take mine down.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll let you have the floor here. All right.
Okay. Y'all will have to excuse the kids in the background. They're playing. Um, so I have to run it again. I closed everything. Okay, this running. Okay. So I'm Sally, and
Namazi.
we created post flow. Our favorite part of our app, to me, would be the feed page because it kind of have like a unique design to me, and we put a lot of work into it.
Yes. So
Right now we have a sign up page. Um, and if the user wouldn't have an account, they can create one. Um, for me, I kind of just automatically save my password because I always forget. But this is feed page, and up top you can see it just says "Welcome Sally" because that's the name I put into it. The very top we have the weather API, and then we have like the quote feed.
Yeah. So you can input any zip code up here, and it'll pull up that weather. So
would anybody like to give us a zip code?
78732, please.
78732.
Okay. So,
and that's the weather for Austin, Texas. And the weather to us, weather affects mood. So you can pick any day that you want, and it'll kind of pull up the weather for that day. And based on how you feel or where your mood is, we can kind of, you can kind of like,
you can explore.
yeah.
You can explore whatever quotes that fits your mood, and you know, you can go to the next screen. It has a lot of different quotes that you can basically explore and run through. And also, there's a feature here on Create where a user can create their own quote. So we can put anything like be the best person you can be.
Best.
Oh. And once you post it, here will send you a message saying that the quote is created, and it should show here
With the person's
with
name.
the person's name. Yeah.
Who created it.
So, and this is another feature where they can favorite their favorite quote, and once they click this, it will show that the quote is saved, and you can that quote that you saved in the profile section. So here it'll show you right here that these are the quotes that were saved that you love
by that user. Now, if somebody else log into the app, they won't be able to see the other person's favorites. You can only see what you loved. But it's displaying my email because that's what I signed up with. But we're gonna work on it some more. We want the user's name to pop up so that they can see who favorite quote that they saved. And on this page, if they're exploring like their own personal quotes that they save, they can also check the weather again on their page.
Go back to feed here, and you can also log out once you're finished. It'll take you back to the login page.
And an additional feature we had, not sure if Isaac said it, but you can search for a quote. So when you type, so does anybody want to search like a specific word or anything?
A person or author.
Any suggestions?
I'm happy to make a suggestion. I was just taking notes.
Okay.
So let me be clear here. Are we searching for quotes based on like, is it going to search through all the comments?
It's just only gonna if we type in a word, it'll pull up that quote. It'll pull up any quotes or all quotes with that word in it. Or if you want to search a specific author of a quote, then it'll pull up that author with the quotes associated with that person.
Sally, I suggest the quote, "I am your father."
Okay. Let's see if we have that one. Okay, so we don't have that one. But if we type in just I, it has all the quotes that have the letter I in it. Well, the word I. So if we type in love, maybe it'll
Ty
pull up
said
all
cute.
the quotes with love in it.
Ty said cute.
Oh,
Cute. Okay. We don't have that one either. But it's some quotes will be on there, but it's since it's new, we don't have a lot of quotes on there, but it will like filter through the quotes to see, what's available for the user.
And you can do
Could
Maya.
you search for like a username or their email and would it pull
Yeah.
up theirs?
Yeah, he
Yes.
searched like Maya Angelou and it pulled up all of Maya Angelou's quotes.
Okay,
Like
cool.
Isaac,
Okay.
it shows what I've done on my computer when I logged in on my page. It shows the
Testing you.
ones that I did. Well, we was testing at that time.
Yeah. No, I have tons of tests like that. So yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. And now, do you want to show like some part of the code that you are proud of, or that you like the most, or that you thought was the most interesting? Just one little thing of your code
Okay.
we could dig into.
So, for me, my favorite part of the code would be in the front end, and let's go to we're gonna go to the feed. So for me, the weather widget, so I did create it, a component and called it here, but I kind of designed it to where it sits off to the center, um, and it kind of loads the weather, and then it automatically has a set city. So if I wanted to change the city to my hometown, then I would just change it to Monroe, Louisiana, and it'll display that temperature in that city. And in order for it to be just Monroe, Louisiana, I would change this zip code here to my zip code. And that's kind of like my favorite part.
Okay, does Isaac have a favorite part too?
He walked out.
Oh, okay. That's all right. All right. Should we open up for a few questions? Go ahead. You have any questions in the audience here?
They want to know if you have a favorite part of the code.
Oh shoot, sorry. Let's see. Yes. So, um, like I say, I like the user profile on section in the front end. Uh,
Here's the user profile.
yeah. So there's your nav bar here. Everything that will navigate you to whatever page when you click on that button. Um, and this here is where it fetches um the quotes, the love, like the save quotes and everything like that. And this is the card. This is the user card that shows their quote, the profile name, and the footer. So I like that with it load up all the quotes and everything that you that we saved in there. So the user profile was what I like the most, besides the CSS.
Yeah, it kind of just goes to super base and then comes back.
Mm-hmm. CSS is another one of my favorites where where it
Okay.
plays out the design.
Andrew, you have a question?
Yes,
Oh,
I do. I've been taking notes.
Okay.
I actually have two questions. Go ahead and lower my hand. My first question is, what tech stack did you use to build this application for the front end and for the back end?
What kind of app? I didn't hear.
Tech stack.
Oh, we use React. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
We use React, Superbase, and then the weather API.
Yeah, the fetch. Yeah.
So
visual crossings for the weather.
So did you use just vanilla React, or did you use any frameworks? Like, I know frameworks is this annoying question because you in JavaScript land you have frameworks that go around your frameworks, so it's almost like an imaginary word. But did you use like vanilla
Yeah,
React, or did you maybe use Next? Like, how'd you set up your backend?
Oh, it was just
yeah, it was, React.
just a plain React app.
Yeah, React Vite. Well, not the back end, but yeah, React.
Okay, so it's just a front end.
Well, no, we have a back end as
Yeah.
well. We use Express for the back end.
Got it. So you used Node with React.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
there
hard
you
putting
go.
it together. It's hard putting it together, but yeah.
Yeah, we use Node for the back end, and then React from the front end, and then Visual Crossings API for the microservice with Express.
Hmm.
That's awesome. I got my career started building React applications for a bunch of a couple of small companies. So that's really
Yeah.
cool to see. My next question is, and this one's a little bit more interesting, is how do you authenticate users in the create account feature? And I
Um,
would love to know how you handle passwords.
So we have
we
to go to
use
Superbase.
Superbase. Yeah.
Superbase.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh wait, it's on another tab. With that one, that one, yeah.
This,
Mm-hmm. And then Superbase here. You should already be logged in. Okay, go here to the table.
authentication.
Yeah.
But okay, okay. So how do you handle passwords?
Let's see. Scroll down. Okay, we got the email enabled.
Nice, man. I think it's
Okay, so I think I just wanted to know if you were like handling passwords manually or not, because I would have
Oh,
immediately said, hey, you got to fix that. But yeah, it looks like you're doing the right thing by using a third party service. So really cool that you did that, and always use a third party service to handle sensitive information such as passwords or like especially financial information like credit cards. Like never make your own in-house
okay.
format. So it's actually really cool that you used a third-party service that handles the complexity of authentication for you. So that's great. Thanks for sharing.
oh yes, no problem.
Yeah.
Any other
If
questions?
Sally, if you want to, you can show the login page where you
Just show the
um
log.
yeah, just real quick, and then we could wrap up.
Oh, you saying on VS Code or
Oh yeah, 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 on VS Code. Oh,
okay?
and I love the gradient you got there.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you. It's great.
right. Yeah, you can see there.
Oh, wait, ask about the sign in page.
Yeah, he wanted to show the login page we did.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, here's the login page here,
Yeah,
and
we
we
got the Superbase auth
uh,
authentication.
yeah, it awaits it from Superbase authentication, and they sign in with the email and password, and then when they on login, it'll get their user name and email, and just to sign up.
The sign up section.
Yeah, hand the sign up. When they sign up, it gets their email and their password and
Sends it to
sends it to
Superbase
yeah.
and store it.
Hmm. But yeah, yeah. So
Okay,
basically, that's
okay. So the last question I think is, I want
Mm-hmm.
to have everybody answer. If you had more time, what's the next thing you would add? What's something you could do that you really wish you could add? And then,
Um, Something that I would add would be um maybe like a photo section, maybe where users can possibly um upload a photo to the quote app or upload a photo with the quote.
yeah, yeah, I think Jennifer was talking about that in when I was out.
Oh,
So
to the buckets on Supabase.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's
Yeah,
that
pretty much
that's
it for our
okay, great.
presentation.
yeah, that's
Let's give them a clap. Use the React thing to clap for React here. All right. Thank you so much for sharing and congratulations for finishing that.
thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Okay, so I think it was Clay was going to go next.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess. And I'm so frustrated.
Yeah, you mentioned the deploy was going wrong, but you don't have to show the deploy right now. Your
It
deploy
works when
is pretty cool.
it works when it wants to.
Yeah, you can show some of your deploy a little bit, you know, because your deploy
Um,
is actually quite interesting.
okay. Uh, so this is just a movie picker. You put in your zip code and you put in the date you want to watch the movie, and what kind of vibe are you looking for. You pick as many as you want, and how long do you want it to be. So right now we're on localhost, and we're just going to do intense action. There's nothing in there yet, and this is the the build of the information that's being picked. So we're going to not do testing so that it hits the um, the hugging the AI um,
Mm.
suggestion
Hugging face.
part, hugging face suggestion part. So then, obviously, I'm a local host, so I'm using my local services, and so we're going to do a get. I have a unique ID assigned to each one just for logging purposes. So what happened just now is the app took the zip code and the date, went to Visual Crossing, and pulled the type of day that is. What type of day? It didn't come out here. What type of day is going to be for the day that you chosen in the zip code? Took the mood or moods and the length and sent the moods, the length, and the type of day to Hugging Face to pull back a list of five movies. And in the movies are the track slug. So I took the track slug and the year and hit the free IMDb image uh, database to pull the images for all the movies that were picked. So as this one, you can see, well, we can see on the front end, but this is the movie that we just picked. And if we go search again, it's right here. So if we pick it again, the same thing. So movie intents, the same stuff, not testing. It goes a lot quicker because it checks the database for this signature of what we previously picked. And if the signature exists, it just pulls the movies from the database and displays it. If you pick an extra one, it's going to obviously go and get another set of movies for you. So I think that's about it. I don't have a login. I didn't implement that. That's one of the things that I would like to do in the future. But yeah, I could do a lot more with this. I just my front end, I mean my server, I don't know what the heck's going on. It's telling me I got a bad route, but if is my right here, it's telling me I got a 404 on the back end, but I can print, I can console log before and after where I think this 404 is coming from, and it displays. So that's what's bugging me, and I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on here. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's really really bugging me, and I think it's this one here. I tried with and without the query string. It didn't make a difference. But in the logs, I saw that one of the logs showed, oh, not here. One of the logs showed that there was at the end of this there was an at 20. I don't I don't know where that came from. So yeah, that's kind of got me that's kind of got me down in the dumps right now.
Do you wanna really quick show your favorite part of your code, your thing you're most proud of, or thing that's most interesting to you, or most exciting? What part of your code would that be?
Well, I don't know how exciting it is, but one of the things that was the most challenging was keeping track of the Pojos, what information was in the Pojos, and what information needed to be pulled out the Pojos that was bouncing back and forth. Um, Here, I was getting, because it's all different data going back and forth on every fetch, and the information that's in the JSONs need to be pulled out, manipulated, recreated to make a different Pojo to go somewhere else to get different data. And it was just giving me, it was very frustrating trying for me to keep track of the data, because I would think about this data, this thing here, and what needed to go here, and then I would say, okay, well, it needs to come from here, and then it needs this. It's based off of what's put in here, and then it goes here, and then it bounces back, and then it's got to go here and here and here, and keeping track of all of that was just a little frustrating. But I'm sure I'm not alone in that. So I guess that's about it.
Right. Should we do questions now?
I figured you would. Go ahead, Andrew.
I thought you never ask. I actually would love to know what your movie database is.
I
How are you running these queries? Where are you running these queries to and getting your data from?
okay. It is this prompt that's sending the moods that you picked, the length that you picked, and the type of weather that came back from the zip code and date that was entered from Visual Crossing gets put here, and this gets sent to OpenAI, and OpenAI picks the movies to send back and writes the um, the blurb. Now, but all the prior projects that we did, I used my personal library, but I wanted to make it a little bit more challenging and not have any of the data hosted. So I use the data that's entered to go and get from AI those list of movies.
Hmm. Very
And
interesting. Would you like to know my feedback on that solution?
sure,
Uh, yeah, so and this is just maybe I'm being like overly particular here, but and this is really cool that you implemented this, but I'm thinking like, uh, because AI gives you a non-deterministic response, which means that your recommendations might not be accurate. So like maybe I like really need like up to a 120-minute movie. Like I have to be somewhere. Like I can't have a longer movie, but like if OpenAI doesn't know the answer, OpenAI will hallucinate and like confidently tell you the wrong answer. Just a little like I'm very opinionated when it comes to AI. It's not you. I'm just so opinionated about
I
AI.
understand.
Like I feel like AI is really great at writing the descriptions, like the text, and I like fall apart when AI like is given an opportunity to confidently give you the wrong answer. I just like, no, why? But this is
Fine.
really cool that you did this. Like I get it. It's like a project for school, so I'm a big fan. I've actually never seen like an OpenAI as an endpoint used before, so like props to you. Uh, but I just think it's like there's you have a deterministic inputs and you have a non-deterministic output, which you know just as long as we know that for the project, it's fine. I'm being super picky, but it's really
No,
cool,
no,
really cool stuff.
I totally understand your concern. Um, and it took a while. And what you described is exactly how it started. It was um, spitting back a wet paper towel movie in 1935. You know, stuff that doesn't exist. It just made up stuff. So I just tweaked the prompt. If you're unsure if a movie's real, don't include it. Um, if it all kind of stuff. I just it took I guess 3 emails worth of tokens to get this right.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. And thanks for sharing about your experience using AI. It's AI is so frustrating.
It can be. It can be.
Yeah, really cool project. I'm stoked that you used AI as like a endpoint there. Okay, I actually have one other suggestion for your project. Uh, leave your dev data in the console. So like I saw a lot of development data stuff that's in your app. Like log it. Like don't put it in the UI, just in the future. I know this is a project, so it doesn't matter, but like because it can be a really big deal if you like show development data like in a public facing application like ever.
Oh,
So
of course, of course.
yeah.
This is mainly for troubleshooting, and I was getting frustrated having my since I'm not using like Vercel or Netlify or any of those, and I'm hosting my own server. It's doesn't take care of the issues. This My setup doesn't take care of the issues that those services can take care of. Like what you see in here on localhost is what you get on Netlify or Vercel. But I had working like right now, it works perfect here. Well, not perfect, but it works here. And as soon as I FTP it up to I can FTP it directly to the server, run it, and it crashes. The exact same data. And I just that's it's frustrating. I just don't know enough about why it could be doing that. Does that
Hey,
make
you know,
sense?
it's okay because you displayed the app working on localhost, and that's pretty cool. I mean, we don't have an infinite amount of time for these projects. So I think what you did is really cool, and thanks for showing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. And there's another thing that you mentioned, Clay, about the AI and checking the AI. Can you really quick show how you verify you mentioned the number, right? It was hallucinating numbers, hallucinating IDs, right? Weren't
Uh,
you like double checking?
yeah.
I remember you
Yeah.
were double checking the number. Was that right?
The
The
I
ID, yeah.
started out to get the image for the movie. You can't just put in Inception 2010 in the fetch to get the images. You have to have a structured slug. So I have a paid account for Track, so I use their API to get the IMDb ID because the uh, AI didn't know all of the. It was giving me like it was never giving me 5 out of 5. It was like 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, never 5 out of 5 on IMDb ID. The movie database ID, I'm lucky if I got 2 out of 5, and
Yeah.
so I couldn't go by that. So I had to go to Track, build the Track slug, go to Track, get the IMDb ID from Track, then go to the IMDb image database to get the image using that. Is that what you was asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I was just asking about the whole back end in general. So yeah, that was what I was asking. Really cool. Thanks. Yeah, that's like it's a lot of really cool stuff in this project. I'm quite impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you since you can check that, I'm going to draw on your screen. I bet you could also check the number of minutes just to double check because you're pulling that in somehow. I bet Track might be able to pull that in somehow.
From
So
Track, I could get anything you want to know about the movie.
Yeah, so like you could like
All the
verify that in fact, you could verify in fact that it is uh the not right number of minutes, like what
that
Andrew
is
was saying,
right.
and then um like take it out if it's the wrong number or something.
Oh yeah, there's all kind of troubleshooting ways to do it.
Yeah.
Um, but I had other bigger issues to deal with than worrying if the the movie information was correct. Although my movie database is clean with all of the correct information. And the project that I did with that Ty and I did together, that's one of the databases that we used for our project. Uh, but this was, I'm surprised it gave me back real information, like Andrew was saying. But anything else?
Right. Yeah, Ty says great job. Sally says the good play.
All right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, um now Ty.
Hey y'all, I'm back. Let's see. So, my idea was a fantasy bank with a matrix theme because I just love like sci-fi and stuff like that. So I did want to go in a different direction. Um, Not really too serious or anything like that, but yeah, here we are. So the tech stack I used was I also used React and Node and everything. I used Superbase with my project also. Got some Express going on, little CSS and everything. So from here you can log in. I made a little fake email address for Mio. I am experiencing some bugs still. Some stuff kind of crashed on me earlier, but we here, we're here. And then I got a little fake fault to kind of like come through with CSS. Uh when you get to this when on after the vault page comes through, then it'll take the user to their transactions, and from here it actually scrolls. I had to take some stuff out, but when you hover over each line, it underlines. You can press the little arrow button and you can update it from there. Uh, I did like I said, I am experiencing some bugs because I was trying to implement the like the get the user session and stuff like that with Superbase, but I had some things going on that I had to kind of like take it out so that way the app will work for class. But before that, all of this was working properly. And I want to say I think it still does. Let me see. Let me change something real quick. And then I think I gotta refresh it all the way. I was so excited making this. This was so fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, so it did update for me. So yeah, I like I said, I do still have some bugs in there. And then when I click my little personal page, this I just got like the user email from Superbase and I just used the user ID. as like the account ID until I get the right stuff that I want to put on there or whatever. But oh, and then the X button, it was working too. I actually like when you add a when it was working right, when you add in a new transaction, a little toaster pop up that was working. Let me see if it stopped or not. Yeah, I'm telling you, like I had fun making this thing. Let's see. Mm, Control, buying lunch for everybody.
I
Uh,
know there's a negative balance.
yeah, like I gotta go into super base. I'm pretty sure that's probably where I gotta do it at to get everything copacetic as far as like the totals. I started adding the logic in for it, but I was experiencing some bugs, so oh my toast not working anymore. But I had like a cute little toast, like when you add in a new transaction and when you delete one, a little toast will pop up in the corner to let you know that you successfully or um it didn't quite work out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see.
Yeah, what's your favorite or the part of the code you're most proud of or most interesting? And then what part, what do you want to do? Um, if you could do on, if you had more time, what would you do?
Honestly, the fact that the vault and this transition into my transaction, like how I have my transactions displayed is pretty nice. I pretty much like went with a design that I like kind of came up on my own with. Hold on, let me show y'all how I did it. So for this, I wanted a little something different. So I kind of went in and just freestyled my header right there. And then uh I wanted, like this little sign in between everything. So that way as you're reading it, you can kind of get like a breaking point in between like the numbers and stuff like that, and you'll know what column kind of matches up with what. And implementing the button, getting something a little bit different than just you just typical buttons or whatever. I wanted a little razzle dazzle going on. And then also honestly my whole app is I enjoy doing the whole thing, and then it's like getting actually implementing like this is a modal or whatever. I ended up getting on Bootstrap and stuff like that and getting that in here. And the fact that this is actually the same form as the update uh when you click the
Yeah,
update button. So
reusing a component.
I'm trying to see where I got the this one, a transaction form. I'm coming out. I'm trying not to talk too long. Uh, yeah, so I used a little fake well it's not really fake, but I used the like a if statement just to say like if I wanted well no, that's not it. Hold on. Oh, here it is in my post method, my post and my put in post. So I was able to do like a if statement for if I wanted it to be the edit or if I wanted it to be the add. So that was, I think that was pretty impressive of myself to be able to get that actually implemented. Um, to say I didn't have, I kind of worked on my own with But yeah, that's about it. I know y'all probably have questions.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to find my, where is it at? Oh, there it is. I'm ready for you,
Well,
Andrew.
yeah, I might as well. And I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be like regular, I guess. Actually, I'm interested in knowing how you handled some of the APIs where you interact with Postgres. I'd love to see those. You have a lot of different APIs that allow this app to work, and I'd love to just
Oh,
kind
my
of
back end. Hold on.
in yes, your back end like that connects the part that connects your back end to Postgres, right? So your update APIs, delete,
So
like
my okay,
yeah.
so
And
I do have
and
a lot
she
of stuff.
has good wireframes as well.
Oh yeah, I can show you that also. So this is my get route right here. Like I said, I was trying to implement my auth and stuff like that, so that is commented out for right now. But right here, I this is where I get, everything for my, for the what you call it, for my transactions. This is get all. This is my get one.
Hmm.
If you yeah, well, so when you click the little button, then you'll get you'll get that one, and that's where it'll update. This is my post route. I still have some bugs I have to figure out because I did have it to where when you actually add the transaction, it'll go ahead and pop up on the screen. But I had to refresh the whole screen for y'all to see it update. So, and then I like for my errors, I kind of wanted it to have like a little matrix kind of theme. So I got a lot of stuff in all caps or whatever. It's not screaming at you. It's just how I wanted the theme to kind of come out to be. And that's my put route. I had to do
Uh,
a lot of error checking because I just
how do you handle account balance anywhere in these APIs?
uh it's actually in my frame. That's where I was putting it at. Hold on, let me go back. I think
It's in
it's
your
in my
frame. Oh boy.
and that's probably why it's not working right because it's a little is it a display or
Uh, I'll say I was impressed with some of the status codes I saw in there.
thank you.
Usually I would expect just to see like 200s,
Oh,
500s, maybe 400s,
mhm.
But I saw like a 201 in there. It's like, oh, that's different.
Yeah, because Robert was teaching us that each of them have to have a different like your post route, your gear route, and everything. All of them are supposed to be the codes are supposed to be different. So I remember that.
Yeah, the codes tell, so if there's the codes tell the users and the engineers what the problem is. So when you have like a
Mhm.
large service that operates at scale, then if you like have an error, you want to know if it's on the client end or the server end, and that's 400 or 500. And then also you want to know like what type of error, so that way an engineer can go in and like fix it quickly. But when you get to like big services, problems become complicated quickly. So having like effective error handling, catching, and messaging is like super important because a service being out of commission for more than a small period of time can mean major cash loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Um, is there a section for admin to view all user? Right now, I am only like all of my users are in Superbase, so I'm not handling that myself just yet. But like inside of my app, but in Superbase is they're there. Did y'all want me to show y'all the wireframe or is that
Yes. those wireframes are really good. The planning is,
Oh, because I'm typing wireframe.
and I think that's why you can get all this all the details right because the planning you do.
Okay, so here's my wireframe for it. Um, so what I ended up doing was I started off with the transactions because I knew that that was going to be like the most important thing we needed to be able to get by ID, put, post, and delete. So I started off here. This was the first one that I did to display all the transactions, and then this is my wireframe for the single, get by ID, and then I wanted to kind of like make sure I edited them as I go along. So for my post route, I knew that I wanted to create a new one. So I kind of like did a wireframe to so I could kind of see how I wanted the new one to look. And then the put, I knew for this one I wanted like a little box or something like that to be able to be clicked. So that way that, I wasn't like rebuilding like the same things over and over. And then once you got done, like once you click the button here, I knew that once it populated, I wanted the information to still pop up, but then they had the fields to be able to change what they wanted to change. And for my delete, this is the transaction will pop up again, and then this is going to be the screen for once the item was deleted. Let's see. And then I actually had planned to do a support page with AI integration where, the person can like ask financial questions and stuff like that. And I and see, this is how I knew I bit off more than I could chew because I also wanted to do like an upgrade account page where you can, upgrade the account based on, your preferences. And also, I kind of wanted um, like depending on the total balance of the account, um, my I was gonna have like a reward system set up to where they would get like QR codes and stuff like that, but I wasn't able to implement that part. And I also wanted to be able to like allow the users to create a new account, and these were like going to be the account types: residual, initiate, operate, architect, and Oracle. Um, and they can add in savings goals and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my wireframe. Oh, and then this is my sign in page. You got a little bit more complicated, which is fine. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, we like your wireframe. I think one thing that Andrew suggested, if you could zoom out a little bit on your wireframe,
Okay.
um, just zoom out a little bit, like you got your transactions and so forth. What if you
Mm-hmm.
had like another like endpoint?
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be like slash balance, maybe? Oh, there we
Oh
go.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then it would just be like a get
Mm-hmm.
kind of. Is that what
Yeah.
you're thinking of? And that would be on the back end. You'd be able to.
Mm-hmm.
That would
To
be a
Uh,
handle.
thing.
yes, actually. Well, I was interested in because there was a lot of how can you have transactions if you don't have like an account balance, right? So like
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering what is your source of truth? Like how much money is in the account? I don't know. Um,
Well,
so
see, it's really the user is really the person adding in the transactions. So
yeah.
um
So, Ty, I just have some really
yes,
good feedback for you. And like the
got
reason
you.
I'm able to have really good feedback is because it's relatively clear to tell what the purpose of your app is. So I'm not picking on you. I just think you did a great job of demonstrating like directly what you're trying to do here.
Mhm.
And so One area, as much as I love this wireframe the same way that Robert and everybody else here does, one thing that I challenge you to do is to, as you're moving on to the next step, is look at what good system design diagrams look like,
Mm-hmm.
because I might be very biased here, but in my big boy engineering world, we use a very dense amount of information in in a relatively small space, and we're
Mm-hmm.
lazy. And it's kind of like what Robert was drawing. He's like, "Oh, here's an API." It's just like, "Well, here's the API. Here's what it calls, or here's what it's called. Here's what it does."
Mm-hmm.
So like, because I see this and it almost looks more like designing to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's a future for you there in being a little bit of a designer. Um, yeah, so it's just really cool to see everything you've got there. I would actually really focus on like, just because you can, like try and condense the way that you do your wireframes like in the future.
Okay.
And I just think you have a lot of potential there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do actually have those in here. So like, whoop, again,
Oh.
if you zoom in a little bit, you kind of do this wireframe is interesting because it's doing two things. You got the design layout, and
Mm-hmm.
then you also, together with that, you have this, um, which I was doing shorthand a second ago. You got the Git and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you had like over on over there, maybe you'd have one just for those, right?
For the
You'd have like the things here, right? And one is like Git and one is like post or whatever, right? So then it would be condensed. Is that what you mean, Andrew?
That is exactly what I mean. If you look at Exponent is actually my favorite YouTube channel. They do a lot of these mock system design interviews. By the way, system design is more advanced, so we're not taking it easy on you, Ty. We're not. Every single one of these mock interviews that you'll see on that YouTube page, or really any mock interview or any real interview,
Mm-hmm.
you'll do what Robert is suggesting here, where you write out your APIs like in text, separate.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep your designing separate from your engineering and your APIs.
Okay.
Like there's just unfortunately a very literal way of doing things. And yeah, practice will get you there. This looks really, really great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much. Not sure if Adrian, I'm not sure if you're interested, if you're able to do it right now, but let me know if you are. Hi, Anthony, you made it. We're so happy to see you here. Very welcome.
Yeah, I've been on a fly on the wall for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Hey, Andrew, good to see you on the other side of that screen once again. It's good to see
Yeah.
that these relationships that was built over 2 years ago remain current. And I will say this, I don't think that you've ever been normal.
Normal. What are you talking about?
Didn't you say that you're gonna try? I'm gonna try and be. I don't know if I'm a little normal or I'm not being normal. You said something to that effect, like maybe
All the
I'm not
time.
normal.
Whatever it was, I say that all the time. I don't, yeah, maybe it's the autism speaking there, but no, I'll never be normal.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for being with us tonight.
Regular,
Yeah, that's what it
Regular.
was. Regular, regular. That's the word. Thanks, Robert.
small, regular, and large. Yeah. You have anything you want to mention to the students here? Like anything that popped out of you here, or just any questions or something you want to mention to them?
No, no, it's been all good. It's all above my pay grade, so I love just learning through each time that I get the opportunity to sit in during this period, man. I'm just fascinated by, the foreign languages that I do not know, even though I'm around it all day, every day. So this is good stuff. Good stuff. I
I've got a
appreciate
new
you.
foreign language for you, Anthony.
Uh-huh.
Load balancer. Have
Load
fun.
balancer. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I had to. You left
Yes,
yourself wide
sir.
open.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And for all the students, go to that AWS page and go through those extra ones. The ones we didn't do, you'll find out what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm serious. Go do all of those. There's like we only did 4 or 5. Do all 10, I think. There's a lot there, and you'll get the load balancer. And yeah, Isaac would do that resume and send it to Anthony, right?
Please. Yeah, I think at this point I've only received two, I think. So definitely get those resumes over to me. Um, I think last got Sally, I think I got yours. What? Yesterday we talked a little bit about yours, I believe. If you're speaking, you're on mute. But yeah, definitely send those over to me so we could make sure that we clean them up and get them ready for the street.
Mhm. Yes. Get those LinkedIn polished up too.
Yes,
And,
indeed. And hopefully you all still have my contact information. Even after we have this graduation come, when is it? We're scheduled for the week after next.
I haven't got the message from Lillian yet, but she will let
Oh,
us know.
and
And I think it is the week. She mentioned the week after next would be when we would do it. So someday, maybe Monday or a Tuesday or a Thursday, those
yeah.
days we probably will do a graduation ceremony for all you. So
Hmm.
um, we'll get that scheduled.
Yeah, because we're going to be traveling, I believe, the fourth, fifth of next week. So it would have been ideal to do it a week from today, but I think that that's competing there with that. So I'm not sure if it'll be earlier or after, but I'll poke her just a little bit to make sure that she gets with you, Robert, to set up that date.
Hmm. Yeah, and we were in touch. So
Okay,
thank you.
absolutely.
So we will be doing that. And so congratulations, everybody. I don't know, Andrew, did you want to give us some advice? Did you want to talk shop about what's your favorite design tools you want to throw out for us to do a little post uh, post graduation homework or point out somebody in the right direction?
Well, uh, to answer I'll answer that in two ways. One is to answer the question, and then two is to say what I think would be great to talk about. Uh,
Yeah.
to answer your question, unfortunately, the lot of y'all have practiced about 15% of everything that goes into making these technologies possible. But you've practiced the first 15% that like makes you, job ready. So, the next step is up to you. Um, so, and I'd like to follow that up by saying, why don't we talk about just for a little bit what it means to be embarking on the next step? I'm sure you all have different goals, and you know, it's a tough market out there, but I see new engineers or aspiring tech people be successful every day, and it boils down to your attitude. So. Every single one of you, the only person who holds you back is yourself, especially when you're at your lowest. So, um, yeah, work on that resume and then like think about what your goals actually are and be realistic and push for it. So, if you want to be like a senior engineer, make that path possible. And if you want to be a designer, make that path possible. And if you want to like work in marketing, but like no HTML, make that path possible. Like it's all up to you. So, yeah. Does anyone want to like, I guess we could do like a little bit of a Q&A maybe for a couple of minutes because I have a lot of experience. I'd love to share it with many of you and you only get me this one time. So,
Yeah, this once a year experience here,
Right.
and
Y'all
he's
should
come
take
down the chimney
advantage.
here.
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
Robert.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jennifer. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say they should take advantage because he's very
Yeah.
full of knowledge.
Yeah, please do. That everybody, this is your homework that you have since you're home. Ask a question. Everybody, please just ask a question. That's if you're worried about, or you have a career question. Um, we're really shifting, and we've you've been with me. We've been together every weekday, if weeknight, and then all of a sudden we're going to be doing something else. Um, yeah. So let me read ties real quick. And then Clay, you can go. So Ty says, I actually would like to learn I like to freelance and learn about robotics and AI. What would you give uh, advice would you give going in that direction from Ty?
Um, yeah, and I also see Clay with his hand up too. So let's get to Clay after this question. Um, Ty, first of all, there's two parts of your question there. One is to learn about robotics, and my answer is put time in. Just like you've been putting time in at this boot camp, keep doing that. Like your habits are what define your success. I cannot tell you. Like I don't have a college degree, and for the past 2 years, I've been making more than $300,000 a year. So like it's all about your attitude. And if you want to learn about robotics, like there's a lot of ways you can learn. My one of my favorites is books because you can always go back and read sections that you missed and you can get full comprehension. You also can go to lectures, network. Just, I mean, things like video games are important for mental health, but don't overindulge. And let's see, about freelance. Well, would you like to freelance for robotics or for tech work or maybe for a previous career?
Um, with the freelancing, just making websites because I some of my friends have startups that they need websites for, and I actually worked like the company that I worked at before. I saw there was like a need to like for a like for a server and stuff like that, and like start doing like startup servers and different things like that. I was interested in doing something like that too. I know that's kind of like all over the place, but I don't really have like a this is my concentration. I have like many things that I'm interested in at the moment.
Ty, I'm actually getting an intuition about you. Focus in on the skill sets you're currently good at and grow into the ones that you're not so good at. You have a really good eye for design, so lean into that when you're looking for roles.
Thank you.
Because what you need is your step in the door, or your foot in the door.
Got
Uh,
you.
yeah, and you have a lot of skills you can lean on. So I wouldn't focus so much on how to freelance, but I would focus on how to accomplish your goals efficiently, long-term goals. And it starts with getting your foot in the door, and you have all the pieces together.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, one of the hard truths is many of you are gonna be doing a job that's like not being a developer like directly, or you might find yourself like doing contract work, and you may even question what you're doing with your life for years. But that means you're doing it right. Because it kind of like you this that's if it was easy, everybody would be successful, right? So um, you know, it's up to you. Uh, I know a lot of college graduates that haven't made their dreams come true, so it's it's all attitude. Yeah. So I hope that helps, Ty. I hope I'm helping you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the, you're in the industry already, and I appreciate your feedback.
I've also gone through this journey already. Like I graduated from a boot camp, and let me tell you, it appears in 0% of my interviews. I tell them that I went to school, that I don't tell them that I didn't finish, and I tell them about my experience. And I mean, I've worked at Facebook and Amazon and Oracle. So, they're the fools, I guess. Um, yeah, let's continue on to Clay's question.
Before we get to Clay's question, I just want to piggyback on one thing that you just said, Andrew, and it's so true. It's so true. And I'm glad that you brought that up because students, and not just students, but people in general, they tend to overlook their strengths just simply because they assume that everyone can do that. I mean, just because it's easy for you, it really doesn't mean that it's easy for everyone else. That's why it's a strength and not a coincidence that you're able to do it. And so, sometimes when we have that natural strength that we've owned, we start looking at other things that we can do, and we overlook and we neglect those things. And unfortunately, um, it holds us back sometimes from getting to where we want to go because we've overlooked it. So I appreciate Andrew sharing that with you, Ty, because sometimes we need someone to acknowledge where they think that we're pretty strong, and then we can really just focus in on that, and then sprout out from there. So that's good. That's good stuff. Thanks,
Definitely.
Andrew. I appreciate that.
And it's actually funny that Clay kind of told me that before when we worked on our project together. He told me something similar. So
That's good. That's good stuff. Thank you, Andrew, once again.
Thank you. Uh, Clay, you had your hand up. Can we move to your question?
Yeah. First, what unicorn did you trip over to make that kind of money? And second, on a more serious note, what do you suggest as a next step?
Well, one is I didn't trip over any unicorn. I worked very hard. If you look behind me, you'll see a bookshelf. I read like all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, the only luck I got was when I got an interview opportunity. Um, I like mastered leet code and figured out the system design interview, and most importantly, learned how to sell myself. So, I mean, I don't know. Companies are
Right,
cool.
right.
Like they hired me. Like I'm just a guy, you know? Like you have to see it that way. Like you have to remove yourself from like see like top down and see like, well, what am I? I'm a person who's entering a room and I'm going to explain myself and what happens happens. And then lo and behold, people like that energy. People like people that are personable. People don't like people with a
Right.
big ego. People don't like people that, you know, people like good people. So you just put your best foot forward and you'll attract that energy every day.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There was what was it? Was there a second part to your
The
question?
second part was just what would you suggest as a next step uh, as far as advancing in the coding um, coding realm? Now, the reason I'm asking is because there's a lot of stuff that we did, and I want to say more than half of it, um, besides the HTML and CSS stuff, are things that um, I've had to pretty much reference past work when repeating stuff, and not being able to do it from memory. And I know katas are very helpful in that. Uh, but it's just, I guess I know repetition is the mother of skill. Um, but what do you suggest on the in that uh, area?
Learn and be curious. Be open to new ideas and be interested in a deep exploration. Um, I actually have an intuition, Clay, that you're more focused on engineering, like the literal sense. So um, you follow that path. I think you'd love learning more about how AWS works because that is the other 85%.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Another thing is the I'm uh, even back when I did this way back when I was doing ASP before ASP.NET, was learning the logic of how things work, and that really interested me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. just lead. You should practice lead code, and you should look at system design, and you should network
You
because
said practice what code?
lead code.
Leet. Okay.
Leet code. I'll put it in the chat. It's the most important resource for tech interview.
Okay.
Go to leetcode.com. Practice their data structures and algorithms questions. This
Okay.
is going to be new for you. And remember, if success was easy, then everyone would be doing it.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
but I want you to do, or I would suggest for you to do, within the next 6 months, 100 to 200 questions.
Okay. Um. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just giving a blanket statement here. Obviously, I don't know exactly your whole life story or what you're really capable of doing. I'm just giving an idea, and I know I trust you to work through a lot of the details. Um, but this is just a suggestion I have because this is the most impactful thing for better or for worse for software engineering interviews. Um, and I can tell that you're going to be interested in it right away. So some of us here are better with people skills. Some of us here are a little bit more logical. So I'm just trying to help us all focus in on our strengths.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we have another question. It was um, oh, Sally, how would we promote ourselves going forward, fresh out?
Aha. Um, See, this is actually not the hardest part. Uh, Update your resume, update your LinkedIn, update your Indeed. Don't cold apply, go to networking. That's it. Because that's all you can do. That's all you can control. And all of that takes maybe what, 5 hours at most. Um, yeah, so put your resume together, showcase your skills. Like since y'all are a little newer to this industry, if you have any related experience, I mean, put it on there. My first resume, it talked about how I was a music teacher for 5 years, which I was, by the way. That's my first job. Um, I mean, because being a music teacher, turns out that I learned how to run a business, which then I learned how to sell myself, and then I sold myself in a tech interview, and then everything changed. So, build your resume, don't be shy, overindulge on information, just try to fill up the whole page. And when you're putting together a LinkedIn account, like put in your goals, don't be picky, and just deeply talk about yourself because you want to attract attention. And once you've filled out your online profiles for like the biggest job search websites, like go to networking events because people are trying to hire at every networking event, whether it's bigger companies or smaller companies. You can download an app called Meetup. It's my favorite. Also Eventbrite. Everything is posted on those two applications, every tech event. So you can go and learn something about React, but then also find out that some financial company is trying to hire like fresh blood. And you want to be the person who walks up there and says yes. Like for the first 2 years of your career, you're a yes person. And you know how yes people are miserable? Well, that's how it works. Like, um, like it's you're gonna have to fight through that, especially with having a new career, and it can happen at any point in your life. It doesn't just happen to young people. I don't know. I have no idea what people's ages are here, but it happens at any point. I wish that life just stayed easy at some point, but survival's kind of hard. So, yeah, hope that helps.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to jump in real quick. You brought up about the age thing. Yeah, I'm 55.
Hmm.
Um, That's a hurdle that I feel that I'm gonna. That's a big hurdle for me. What do you
Mhm.
suggest there? Just keep grinding.
Have realistic expectations for your career. You can find a career without aspiring to be anything more than you need to be. You can make six figures, well over. In fact, you have an entire like let me think about this. You have like 30 plus years of experience you can put on your resume. So if there's I mean, age discrimination does exist in this industry. It does exist. It's a white elephant in the room, and or, sorry, a pink elephant in the room, and it does exist. I've heard stories, but it doesn't mean that you can't be successful, and you can't control other people, right? I can't control the color of my skin. I can't control my gender, but uh, but I can control whether I choose to give up. And I also can control like how hard I choose to work on something. So like focus on what you can control. Um, because you can land a good job. You don't have to be a perfectionist. Like you should be very focused on enjoying your life, Clay. So, um, don't work too hard.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's people hire you can get hired past your 50s in this industry all the time. I remember how frustrated I was at one of my companies when like my peer was like 55 and I was like 26 and I was like, how did this happen? It's like that was like a couple of months before the layoffs. I'm like, what's going on? But yeah. Let's see. Does anyone else have any questions?
Isaac, do you want to ask yours? Or I can read it for you. See if Isaac wants to ask.
No, I was just saying, like in the meantime, while we submitting looking for jobs and everything like that, but we kind of wanted to just freelance, so we just continue like to build apps and websites and stuff like that. Maybe kind of do it ourselves.
Yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about like because I hear a lot of talk about freelancing, but I don't actually think that it's that easy to do. And I don't think it'll get you the most amount of opportunity. Think about it this way. If you were freelancing for 6 months, I don't know what happened with my camera. You may accumulate a number of like gigs, professional gigs, but then like, how do you explain your experience when you get the real interview? Do you like go over all of your projects? As opposed to if you have like a full-time job, it's plain and simple. It's I worked here 40 hours a week. My responsibilities were this. Take it or leave it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I understand.
Yeah. And plus it's very hard to find work as a freelancer. And then like it's it, technology is complicated and it takes more than one person to again, I don't know what's going on with my camera. It takes more than one person to make the internet work is the right way of putting it.
Hmm.
And it just you need to work with other people who are working on different elements of the same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things I kind of want to caution all of you about is the ego. Like you don't know what you don't know. And that's always going to be the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that, yeah.
Yeah. What the best possible thing you can do is find a job. Like
Got you.
freelance kind of sounds to me like you're reasonably afraid of the next step. And I'm afraid for you. So
Yeah.
like
And you
you
know
just
what, too? Like working with I've learned like with this class, like working with others, it teaches you a lot of things about yourself and like it actually also like reinforces what you know and what you don't know. So if someone like if you're working in a group and somebody asks you a question, it's kind of like, wait, do I know this? And if you're able to explain it, it's like, oh wait, I do know this, or wait, I need to do a little bit more, like a little bit more like research, or because explaining something to somebody is different than you just doing it on your own. So I'm not gonna lie, like working with others, it does challenge you and really make you, you know, make it puts you in the mode of I know what I'm doing or I don't know.
Yeah.
If that makes
I would also say, I appreciate, Andrew's candor and straightforwardness. One thing that I would say, there are some of you all that may have that desire. You have that entrepreneurial spirit. You don't want to go and quote unquote find a regular job. And I get that. But you got to find what your niche is. You got to find out, how are you going to brand yourself? How are you going to put yourself out there in an environment where individuals are seeking you? So you use the term freelance, but don't be discouraged if that is your ultimate goal, right? Because you can get there. You all CEO of Codex, same spirit, and he's made it happen. So you can do it, but in the interim, you have to be sharpening your skills. You have to be building your knowledge bank, right? You have to, because you all know that technology changes so frequently, and if you are satisfied with where you're at today, you're going to be behind tomorrow. So you got to continue to evolve and learn, even if you have that desire to build your own, right? So that's what I would say to that. But um, yeah, don't sell yourself short. If you have a goal, then you pursue it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. Um, let's see. Is there another question? I can handle a few more. Yeah. Yeah. So one thing that I see in the chat here is Clay was asking about don't do what is cold apply. Yeah, and thank you, Robert, for clarifying in the chat. Yeah, you want to go to networking events because so this is super important, but what you want is to get somebody's attention. Um, get in the habit of doing things that make you feel uncomfortable, if you aren't already. Because cold applying, you just like sit in front of a screen and you just hope that someone like it's like you're just putting yourself out into the world and you're like, oh well, someone's gonna come. You think about it from like dating, right? Like, is your partner gonna come to you if you just sit at home and you're just like, well, maybe someday my partner is gonna come to me. No, you got to go out there. You have to meet people. You have to interact. It needs to be a two-way interaction if you want it to happen. So the exact same thing is true for business. You want to capture somebody's attention. And how do you do that? Well, you probably need to meet somebody. And maybe that somebody has a friend. Maybe there's a friend of a friend. Or maybe that somebody actually works in HR. But you'll never know if you don't try. So going to networking events is more like putting yourself in the fishbowl, where cold applying is like staying at home and just hoping for the best, which I'll admit later in your career, you can just stay home and it oftentimes works out depending on the market. The market's kind of bad right now, so I, I've had to I've had to jump in the fishbowl before. But yeah. Um, yeah, another thing that I can think of, and I'm just kind of like going down a list of stuff. I don't know how much more energy I'm gonna have to navigate all this today, but yeah, you want to feel like you're the dumbest person in a room. It's a saying, and I guess that's something you're not going to get from freelancing. Because you need that like collaboration. You need to learn from others and to have others learn from you and have like that peer-to-peer relationship. So that's the worst part about freelancing is you don't get that. I've got a question from Sally here. What would we essentially use for privacy security measures? I know you mentioned it with me, and yes, absolutely, Sally. So, I'll try to be brief with like a lot of ultra technical questions because it takes years to like learn everything, but I can go over small bits. Uh, with secure user information, like as a broad platform, if you think about like payment information, passwords, stuff like a social security number, um, this information falls outside of what we call personally identifiable information, which is like an email address or a username. This is secure information. Personal information, it's okay to store in a less secure fashion. Secure secure information needs to be stored differently. For example, a password should never be stored as a password in a Postgres table, ever. And if it is, then the year is 1996. Um, so passwords should be stored with a salt, a salt where you can that's non-reversible. It's a non-reversible, reversible, non-deterministic um, algorithm. You cannot back engineer it. You can only forward engineer it, which means you can test a password, but you can't find out what the password is because it's stored in the database with what's called a salt. And if you're interested in knowing what that is, I mean, time to learn. But like uh, the short answer is always use a third party that handles the complexities of storing sensitive information. Never ever build your own implementation. I don't know how much that helps, but I'm trying to. Uh, okay. I feel like I'm on a Twitch stream here, and I'm not normally a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, you
Uh,
go ahead, Ty. Go ahead and ask it live if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, no worries. Uh, so when you were talking to me about like designing, so is you mean like like being a part of a team and doing the like design portion of websites or pages, or is what can you be more specific so I can kind of do more research about it?
I love little more than being more specific in my limited lifetime. So yes. Um, so in the tech fields, I'm thinking about two different types of designing.
Okay.
There's what we call system design, which is where you plot out information densely in like a couple of charts and you call it a day. And then you have I'll call it front end design. How about that?
Okay.
Where you design like the user flow between pages.
Okay.
Yeah. You have a strength with, I have an intuition that you have a strength with people skills
Hmm. I do.
and you understand like user flow.
Yeah.
I would not try, as much as I loved Clay's presentation, I would not trust him to design a user flow on a website. Um,
Mhm.
that's just, we all have individual strengths. Uh, uh, Clay could tell me how the API works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, at least right now. I'm not trying to project into the future. I'm just this present moment right here. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, just like this present moment. So like you you have a knack for the front end design part, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And like lean into that when you're looking for a role.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, as I've said before, many of you are realistically going to have a tech role that isn't directly engineering first. That's usually what I see out of boot camp grads.
Mhm.
So like embrace that. Like it's a part of the journey and whatever happens happens.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and like at the very least understanding how like the basic components of the web uh
Mhm.
and like what, like HTML, like how, like at the very least, like this is a pay raise for every single one of you if you're not starting a new career. So,
Think, well, yeah, a good bit of us are kind of starting new. This is a new career field for us.
Hmm.
Oh
uh,
yeah, when Ty and Clay were doing the project together, that was a really good project actually. Do you remember that? That was a really beautiful project, and there was, a lot of pieces moving. The movie one? It was the movie one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the teamwork is good.
yeah. Um, it, speak now or forever hold your peanuts. Um, yeah, thanks for asking that question out loud. Uh, yeah. As soon as I stop seeing questions, that's when I call us adjourned and you're all left on your own. So good luck.
Yeah.
So what languages, what all programming languages are you familiar with or have used?
I've
Yeah.
used more than 10 different languages across my career.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and by the way, HTML qualifies as a language, and so does CSS. So, you know at least three.
And TypeScript.
Yeah, I thought we did do TypeScript too. And
Type
we SQL.
fine. For resume purposes, that counts as a language. You have at least four. Congratulations. Yeah, TypeScript is it's just strict typing that's enforced onto JavaScript, which is pretty cool. Um, but so let me, let me extrapolate on like because I think I have some ideas of what like could help you on like what languages you'll be using. I started my career with like just JavaScript
Mhm.
and TypeScript, quote unquote. So like I didn't start getting into like Java and stuff like that until I worked for like until I was at JP Morgan. That's when I got into Java. Oh boy, JP Morgan. They're
So
very ahead of their time.
what's your like what project did you do that you're like most proud of? Like either with the group or just by yourself?
I designed the pre-processing algorithm at Facebook that pre-processed literally millions of user records so that meta-managed accounts could perform their migration.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
How how long was that project?
Uh, so I left the company after I did the design portion, which took about 2.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I could explain like the technical reasoning why it was important. Essentially, queries were timing out at scale, and my
Mhm.
pre-processing algorithm, it was essentially a data pre-processor, if you want to ever read about what those are. But I designed one of those in real life, and it worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And meta managed accounts is like Amazon would have one meta managed account. Like it's
Mhm.
a corporate level account.
Hmm.
So yeah, really, really big money in that one. Clay, you have a question.
Yeah, I had asked Anthony this question when we did at his last uh meeting. When you do the projects that you work on with companies, how can you display it as something that you did without getting in trouble? Does that
How
make
can you
sense?
how can you display it
Like
as
display it in your portfolio
oh, I just
without
don't
getting in
talk about
trouble.
confidential information. Like I can tell you the overview, but like I can't tell you about like user records.
No, no,
Mhm.
no. I'm saying like if you did a project for JP Morgan, I know you can't take that project and put it on your portfolio. Can you use it, modify it, and put it on your portfolio?
Ah, see, Clay, this is actually a great question. We're getting hyper particular here. You explain the project, which is a separate skill. This all circles back into selling yourself.
Mhm.
What
That
about the actual working like make a working model
you don't
and
get time to make a working model. You only have time to talk about it. What do you say?
oh no, I'm talking about it not as far as the conversation goes, but as far as putting like if you make a portfolio website and you put all the projects that you work on, how do you include projects like the project you worked on at JP Morgan in your portfolio without getting in trouble? And
I
using
think
obviously not using their proprietary data, but
just talk about an overview of your project. I think you can always get the point across, especially because you're talking. Think about your audience. Your audience is other technical people, so you can get away with providing an overview of what your project or your implementation is without going into the fine details. When you go into the fine details, that's when you tend to risk confidentiality that like you might be going over technology that the company owns and that you don't own. So
so in your portfolio, you don't have to have working applications that, I mean, applications that work that people can test out in your portfolio, or is it just
no, you don't need that. You just
okay?
need to talk about it. That's what you
Okay,
get. Yeah,
gotcha.
unfortunately, you don't own your work unless you work for yourself. So you get to talk about it. You don't get to
Okay,
display it for the world to see.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, yeah, cool. All right. I'm getting sleepy. Who has one more question?
Please give us a last question. Jennifer, do you have any questions too? You may ask a question if you like. Anybody have a question? You mean to put you on the spot?
You hiring?
That's a good one.
Oh, my question. Any good books on your bookshelf that you can recommend?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. Give me 1 second.
Okay, screenshot these.
Wait, I gotta make him big. How do I make him big?
Yeah, this is the least fun thing you'll ever read in your life if you choose to do it, but like this is the secret sauce to making more than six figures in tech.
I have
I
that.
hate,
I have
yeah,
that on my computer.
I hate to be that guy who's like, "Oh, what do I do?" And I'm like, "Read a book." Like it just feels like I'm deflecting from the answer. But like the reality, it's like there's like I just don't have time to like talk about everything. And like this is just the one like I've read all my books are on the lower shelf, by the way. You can't see them on the camera, but it's the shelves loaded with like the tech books. This is the one of the one. Like
Yeah,
just yeah,
I have that
just
one. Yeah.
yeah, because this one explains distributed computing. That's why it's so important. It actually explains it in fine granular detail.
No matter how good O'Reilly is, I don't think I've ever gotten past like 10 pages of an O'Reilly book.
That's for a good reason.
It's just so like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
get on with it.
if you don't like this one, then like you can just get a book on distributed computing because that's what that's that's where you're headed in understanding distributed computing at some capacity, Clay. Like I can already see it. Um,
He's got virtual machines in his house.
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't surprise me.
That's what you were looking at.
Yeah.
There are bunches of on a Proxmox server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I better
Clay,
shut up. I better shut up. We're gonna be up. I'll keep you up all night.
See,
I was
what
about to say Clay basically did level 4 and level 3 in like a week
see, Clay, what
Mm.
I have the feeling that like you'll benefit from is learning how computers or learning more deeply how computers operate when you're running a service that has 2 million requests per minute.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, then how do you solve that problem? That's where load balancers come in, by the way.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I never thought I'd say that word on one of these calls, but
You
Clay, you
said it
brought me
twice
to it.
tonight.
Yeah, I said it twice.
I wrote it
Um,
down. Looking it up. I got another window open.
yeah, cool. Well, it was such a pleasure to see all of y'all's projects. I, uh, I know you'll all be successful in whatever ways you define for yourself. And I'm very thankful that I could have um, been a part of your graduation.
It's always nice to hear your insights too. You're very, I don't know, straightforward, or I don't know, you cut through you don't sugarcoat anything, which is good.
Thanks for your input. Nice meeting you too.
It's nice meeting you too. It's
Great.
my pleasure, just as it's yours.
We may talk soon. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I can do here before we leave? Because I'm a professional and I totally don't have ADHD whatsoever. Um, that's true. I actually don't. I'm just making a joke. Let me see if I can find my LinkedIn account. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna post my LinkedIn in chat, and I want you guys to add me on LinkedIn
I
if
tried
you
to add you
have the
and you
time.
haven't accepted it.
There's no way. Nuh-uh.
Yep.
Nuh-uh.
I've done it
Uh,
twice and you haven't.
There's there's no way. There's no
There is a
way.
way. I've done it.
There is a
I did it
way.
like when I graduated and you should have
You
it.
know, you should check that again because
You
I
just
let
accepted
my yeah, I let my uh LinkedIn like I checked my LinkedIn one day and I just had like almost 100 network requests and I just went through them and I'm like, okay, add people. So that was my fault because I'm supposed to be a good professional. Doesn't mean I always am.
it.
And I I'm paying attention now. I have a low queue of LinkedIn invites and I keep it low. So uh I try again if it's not already
Try it again.
there.
I think I
Ding,
have
ding, 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 ding.
it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet with all of you. I'm just about ready to do something else. I have work in the morning.
Thank you so much for coming. It's always great. This is a wonderful evening. Thanks for being a part of it. And thanks everybody for being a part of it. And good luck to everybody.
So what's next, Robert?
Next.
we
Um,
we gotta turn in the finished
yeah,
deployed product, right?
yeah, let me stop. Let me stop the recording here. I can do that.